Good evening, everyone. So our topic for today is all about the distance formula. And in order for you to be able to understand the distance formula, you really need to make sure that you are aware on how to plot points in a Cartesian plane, because it's one of the most important things that you need to know first before dealing with this topic. So for the distance formula, our formula is d, which of course symbolizes distance, is equal to the square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus the quantity of y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared. Now, to fully understand the distance formula, I will be giving you 4 examples with different scenarios. So let's begin, starting with our example number 1. So for example number 1, we need to identify the distance between these 2 points. And as I continue to discuss, this will also serve as a review on how to plot points on a Cartesian plane. Now, let's identify the points first. As what we have reviewed before, going to this is our x-axis, and going to the right are positive values. Going to the left are negative x values. Going up and down is our y-axis, and going up is our positive y values, and going down are our negative y values. Now, what is the coordinate of this point? So since we're going right, this is 1, 2, positive 2. We'll start with our x first. Positive 2 because we move 2 units to the right. Then it's going up, so which means it's also positive. 1, 2. So our coordinates here is 2, 2. Now, what is the coordinate of this point? We are going left, so that's negative. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 4. And for our y, going up, so it's still positive because we're going up. 1, 2. So negative 4, 2. Now, this is very easy to identify the point, the distance, because both points are on the same horizontal line. So to identify the distance, all you need to do is just to count the units between these 2 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the distance between these 2 points is 6 units. And this is your answer. Let's have another example. Welcome to our example number 2. So again, same process. Let's go ahead and identify the coordinates first. So let's start with this point. Going to the left, so negative 1. And we go up, so positive 1. So negative 1, 1. Let's identify the next point. Going to the left, negative 1. And we are going down, so it's also negative. So 1, 2, 3. Negative 1, negative 3. So these are our 2 coordinates. Again, this is very easy because both points are located on the same vertical line. So all we need to do is just to simply count the number of units between the 2 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. So distance is equal to 4 units. And this is our final answer. Let's make it trickier. Let's proceed to our example number 3. Now, welcome to our example number 3. You cannot just count this anymore because both points are not located on the same vertical or horizontal line. So which means we need to use the formula. So first step is identify the coordinates of both points. Let's start with this one. We're going right, so positive 1, 2. Positive 2. We're going up, so positive. So 1. Positive 2, 1. So this is our first coordinate. 2, 1. And of course we have to find the other one. This is our second point. So we are not going left and right. So which means for x, we have 0. And for our y, we're going down, so negative. 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, negative 4. So for our second point, we have 0, negative 4. Now, one of these coordinates will be labeled as coordinate 1 and one of them will be labeled as coordinate 2. So whichever it is, you will still get the same answer. So let's start labeling them so that we can substitute them to the formula. So we will use this as our first pair. So x sub 1, y sub 1. So in that case, this will become our x sub 2, y sub 2. Again, you can use this as x sub 2, y sub 2 for 2 and 1, or x sub 1, y sub 1 for 0 and negative 4. Either way, you will still get the same answer. Now let's go ahead and substitute the given using the formula. D is equal to the square root of the quantity of x sub 2, we have 0, minus x sub 1, 2. Squared, plus y sub 2 is negative 4, minus y sub 1 is 1. Squared. Perfect. Next, d is equal to the square root of 0 minus 2, we have negative 2 squared, plus negative 4 minus 1 is negative 5 squared. Let's continue. D is equal to the square root of negative 2 squared will give us 4, plus negative 5 squared will give us 25. So D is equal to the square root of 4 plus 25 is equal to 29. D is equal to the square root of 29, but we need to get the exact answer. So we need to find the value of square root of 29. Again, for uniform answers, we will give our answer in 2 decimal places. So if you use your calculator, square root of 29 is equal to 5.39. Rounded off to 2 decimal places. 5.39 units. And this is our final answer. Very good. Let's proceed to our last example. For our last example, it's going to be the same process. We need to identify the coordinates first. So let's start with this one. Going to the right, so 1, 2, positive 2. Going down, so it's negative 1. 2, negative 1. And let's identify the other coordinates. So we're going to the left, so it's negative 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is negative 4. And then going up, so positive 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 4, positive 4. Again, we will assign our first coordinate and our second coordinate. So we will use this one as our first coordinate, and we will use this one as our second coordinate. So x sub 1, y sub 1. X sub 2, y sub 2. And then, let's substitute to the formula. D is equal to the square root of the quantity of x sub 2 is negative 4 minus x sub 1, which is 2, squared, plus y sub 2 is 4 minus y sub 1, negative 1. You need to make sure that you separate the minus sign and the negative that goes along with 1. Okay, so we'll change this. Squared. Perfect. Continue. D is equal to the square root of negative 4 minus 2 will give us negative 6 squared, plus 4 minus negative 1. So negative times negative, this will become 4 plus 1. So we'll have 5 squared. Continue. D is equal to the square root of negative 6 squared will give us negative 6 times negative 6, 36, plus 5 squared, 25. So D is equal to the square root of 61. Now, again, we need to get the exact value. So for the square root of 61, we'll have 7.81 units. Again, you have to use your calculator to identify this value, the exact value of the square root of 61. So 7.81 units is our final answer. So thank you very much, and I hope you learned a lot today about distance formula. I will be uploading a separate video because there is actually a shortcut in solving this. So again, don't forget to subscribe and share the video as well. So thank you very much and have a wonderful day.